It's July 3rd, 2024, once again. It's July 3rd, 2024. Once again, it's July 3rd, 2024. It's July 3rd, 2024. It's July 3rd, 2024. Once again. Okay, so it's July 3rd, 2024.
You always seem to be having a good time. You know what? You're right. Your morning routine just got better.
CBS Mornings, weekdays at 7.
Morning news matters because it sets the tone for your day and it's a way of getting you started.
We're going to uplift you. We're going to send you out your work day to day. That first draft of history, it happens right here.
CBS Mornings, weekdays at 7.
Anyway, so it's July 3rd, 2024. And yeah, so as you can see, I'm still at the house here in Orlando, Florida, that the agency purchased for my mother, She's in the process of moving here to Orlando, Florida from the Caribbean. And yeah, so I personally help with the renovation. We are renovating the house. It's not part of my professional job, obviously. I'm not a construction worker or a landscaper, anything of sorts. But I do, from time to time, I help my security personnel with renovating parts of the house. By the time she gets here, I'm pretty sure that it'll be comfortable enough. But anyway, yeah, I did author and publish a couple of days ago, 2 to 3 days ago, a work paper on Article 23, Legal and Political Tenets of Article 23 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHR. When I'm speaking of the Universal Declaration, I'm always speaking of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Once again, when I'm speaking of the Universal Declaration, I'm always referencing the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that which has been enacted, actually ratified by the United Nations General Assembly. Okay? Many decades ago. But, yeah, so I want you guys to let go of a lot of these things. I want you guys to stop saying that I worked off copies of interpretations or primitive interpretations or earlier drafts of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and stuff like that. I never worked off any draft of any person's articulation or analysis or assessment or review of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. I never worked off of anyone else's work. I need you guys to know that. And I'm not saying that I've never worked. I've consistently worked, as clear as day at this particular point. I've been working ever since high school, professionally speaking. So don't believe that I'm inferring or communicating any coded message at all. Clear as day. I am smarter than all of you guys collectively. And I'm not speaking about just white folks. Black folks, Asian folks, all of the folks who work within the Central Intelligence Agency and its partnerships for the most part. Not for the most part, but in totality, in reality, I'm smarter than all of you guys. And collectively speaking, meaning you guys as the collective. Stop being confused, man. Stop being confused. What you guys are reading in the legal article, Americana, the New Society's Concepts and Political Apperception of an Eastern Caribbean Model of Commonality, is shocking genius. And I did it all by myself, and you guys saw me write it. I made sure that you guys actually saw me write all of it, without no help whatsoever. Without any help whatsoever. That's what I meant by that. Without any help whatsoever. You know, I don't like speaking in vernacular too much, even as an African American. You know, but no, I did not receive any help whatsoever. I want you guys to let that shit go, in all honesty. What I wrote in the New Society's Concepts and Apperceptions of an Eastern Caribbean Model of Commonality, the book sketch published with iUniverse in 2012, So what I wrote in the New Societies, Concepts and Perceptions of an Eastern Caribbean Model of Commonality, published with iUniverse in 2012, it honestly is genius. I allowed the first, the introduction of the book, the first chapter, the substantial amount of the first chapter to be quite hilarious as a covert assignment, a deceptive assignment. I allowed the endnotes to be completely incoherent for the most part, unedited, and incomplete for the most part. But I clearly communicated with the Constitutive Charter itself, the original draft, but the Constitutive Charter published within the 760-page book sketch. It's completely genius, even though it's unedited and essentially unconsolidated and incomplete. That which was published in 2012. What I published as Americana, the New Societies, isn't what was published within the book sketch. You guys are not going to argue that at all. It's based on the content. It's based on the content. It's based on the intent. It's based on the message. It's based on the copywritten, concept that I did have copywritten. That I did have a copywritten to me as the sole owner and possessor of that particular work. So once again, the legal article itself, you guys are not going to argue what he's speaking of when he says Americana legal article is what you guys see in the book sketch, and what you guys see, or what you guys are going to see in 6 to 8 weeks is what we came up. No, you guys are not going to say that ever again. That's enough. You guys did not come up with shit. You guys did not help with shit. You guys just expected that some white agent or a group of white agents would beat my ass into taking my work away and writing whatever they wanted to write, or forcing me to do the work as they have instructed, because they are clearly incapable of being genius. That's what you guys thought. You guys have no reason to believe anyone wrote any of it other than myself, other than me. What you guys thought is that I would have been kidnapped, hijacked, whatever, and forced to write it a way that you guys wanted it written by racist white officers, backed by xenophobic black officers and agents or whatever. That's what you guys wanted to believe. You guys are not going to be able to believe that nonsense anymore. Let that go, man. It's time for you guys to move on with your lives. Accept the punishment, accept the restrictions on your lives, and work with it. Go on with your life. All right? You guys are not going to move all foreigners or immigrants out of the United States or Florida or New York. That has never worked and never will work. You guys are fired. You guys are not going to move all African Americans back to the East Coast and to the outer fringe of the West Coast and keep middle America white. You guys are fired. Go on with your fucking lives. Okay? I am who I say I am. Every once in a while I might say a curse word here and there, but I am who I say I am. I'm warning you guys. Let it go. I'm not joking around.
Has agreed to weigh the possible impact of that ruling in the case. Attorney and CBS News campaign reporter Katrina Kaufman is joining me now here in Studio 57 to talk about these developments. So Katrina, when I heard what the Trump team wanted, my initial kind of feeling was, but this has nothing to do
So listen. Donald Trump just made the worst move of his life. He's going to fake his death over the next 2 weeks. All right? Donald Trump is going to fake his death over the next 2 weeks. That's it. That's enough. That's enough of the games. There's no hope. There's no hope left. I am sure of it. That was his last move. He made his last move, and that's it. They said, what's going to happen over the next 2 weeks? I don't know. Apparently, I don't know what's going to happen over the next 2 weeks. But he's going to fake his death over the next 2 weeks, okay? I am almost certain of it. All right, what's today? Today's July 3rd. Well, close enough. Close enough to 2 weeks. By the beginning of the Olympics. By the beginning of the Olympics, the Olympic Games in Paris, this summer, Donald Trump will have faked his death, and he will be purported as no longer existent to the whole world. You guys understand? Over the next 2.5 weeks, Donald Trump will fake his death. That was the last move that he made, and that's it. Okay? There's nothing else to try to figure out. So yeah, guys, this is the second segment of this video recorded. The third segment will provide footage of a banker at Truist Bank, at one of the branches of Truist Bank here in Central Florida, specifically here in Orlando, Florida, specifically near Silver Star Road and Pine Hills Road. Once again, in the third video segment of this video recorded, you guys will see a South Asian immigrant, a banker at Truist Bank, a branch here in Orlando, Florida, near Silver Star Road and Pine Hills Road. He will be able to provide that certain federal agents, mostly white, have used my identity to falsely purport me as fraudulent. They criminally, falsely reported me as fraudulent. Okay, they are being fired, and they're being moved out of the state of Florida for good, and very, very soon out of the United States because they have committed so many crimes, included attempted murder so many times. They have been given an opportunity by me to move to Canada, and they will not return for the most part. And they certainly won't return to reside here in the United States. That's guaranteed. All right? He's been recorded, communicating on a particular matter, whether he supported their conduct or not. He revealed that they were criminal and they were motivated by homicide. Their attempt to homicide, no one else's. Their attempt to commit homicide, no one else's. That's what I meant by that. So anyway, when they say that I can't identify them or I'll get in trouble, that sounds like a joke. But anyway, so Donald Trump is going to fake his death over the next 2.5 weeks. By the beginning of the Olympics, for the most part, that's likely what we are going to see. And by the Republican National Convention, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to figure out when the convention is, but anyway, he should be gone He should not gone. He's not going to be dead. He's going to move to Long Island, and he's going to purport having been put to sleep or passed away, and he'll move to Long Island for the most part. He's not going to be in Florida. He's not going to be in Palm Beach. He's going to move to Long Island for good. His funeral procession will be broadcasted all over the world, but he will be in Long Island. Okay? He's going to retire, and he'll never be seen again in the public. I mean, globally or nationally, for the most part. Okay? So by the convention, the RNC convention, revealing the official nominee of the Republican Party, he's not going to be there. He will have already been announced dead by every news station, channel in the United States and the world. Okay? Except that. There's nothing else to try to figure out. Gotcha.
And then again, it shows that, just within yesterday was more end of the day, somebody changed it, but yeah. So the email and the phone number keeps changing, and it